This is Theory and Applications of Organizational Communication, and today we're going to discuss crisis and resilience. A crisis is a specific, unexpected, non-routine event or series of events that creates high levels of uncertainty and a significant or perceived threat to high priority goals. Crises may be intentional, such as terrorism, sabotage, or sustained unethical management, or unintentional, such as natural disasters, economic downturns, or product failures. Crises can be intensely emotional, memorable, and transformational events that create very high levels of uncertainty, disorder, and confusion. Effectively communicating about and during crises is crucial. The purpose of crisis communication within and among organizations is to reduce, limit, and respond to threats and harm. There are a few different types of crisis communication that we can look at. The first are warnings and evacuations. Warnings inform organizational members or external stakeholders about a threat or danger, which can include tornadoes, water contamination, hurricanes, fires, floods, and more. The warning informs about the threat and provides specific information on how to respond. The goal is to reduce uncertainty and provide useful, consistent recommendations that are appropriate. Not only do these need to be clear and useful, they also need to be persuasive to elicit proper responses. Another common type of crisis communication that organizations can practice is apologetic and image repair communication. This happens in response to accusations of wrongdoing that accompany a crisis and dictates how an organization responds with explanations, accounts, justifications, and in some cases, apologies. This type of communication generally tries to offset or repair damage, which can have a very serious impact on organizations by creating lost trust. Now that we have very briefly covered crises, let's look at resiliency. Resiliency is the ability to prepare for and adapt to changing conditions and to withstand and recover from disruptions. Resilient organizations can handle crises well and maintain their function, structure, and identity across crises. Resiliency is a process, not an outcome. It is an ongoing and emerging state as opposed to a static characteristic. What makes an organization resilient is based on many different factors, such as capacity, skill, availability of resources robustness, the speed with which resources can be rapidly deployed, level of training and preparation, including both width and depth, and the levels of system integration. However, an organization's resiliency is always going to be somewhat contingent on the nature of the crisis itself, or the event characteristic, which includes the scope, scale, duration, and nature of the event. Understanding organizational communication and crisis and resiliency is very important because crises will strike. Planning ahead, striving to build a healthy and resilient organization, and developing communication plans and protocols in advance can help an organization be more responsive not only for their own members, but their external stakeholders as well. How an organization responds to crises can have a huge impact. As we have seen recently, the impacts of a poorly communicated crisis, such as the COVID-19 pandemic, can be devastating, not only in terms of preventable loss of lives, but also on the mental health and well-being of populations who are confused about what is happening, confused about how to respond, and confused about what they're supposed to be doing at any given time. The ongoing and unmitigated uncertainty around the COVID-19 crisis and the havoc and confusion this uncertainty brought into people's lives created an ongoing communal trauma that exacerbated an already difficult situation. That's it for now. The next topic we're going to cover is organizational communication and technology.